Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
All right. Welcome, Felicia.
Hi, Marni.
Hi, Mom. We have a very special guest today in the house. She's going to start crying already. Oh, my God. She's emotional. Is your brother, Uncle Barry, is here from California.
Yes.
Whoa.
We saw him about 2 years ago.
No, it was a year.
We saw him about over a year ago in California, but he's
Right.
never been to Lynbrook.
Right.
Isn't that the name of a song? Never been to Lynbrook.
He's in town for my nephew's bar mitzvah. And just to start off right away, the picture of the episode that we are going to post that people are going to see is a beautiful, one of the few photos I have of the two of you as children. Okay. Wow. And it's just funny because we're going to a bar mitzvah and we talk about being Jewish a lot on the podcast. Can you guys explain this photo of you as Santa? How old are you? Why are you with Santa? What's going on? Where are you? Tell us the details. Do you have any memory of this?
No memory. Well, I think Santa at that point was some Jewish guy named Saul. I think he was just doing this to make some extra money, and it was Christmas time, and he decided.
Are you at a mall? Like, where are you?
There was no
No,
malls.
there were no
malls.
Malls.
Where are you? Where are you at this
Malls,
point?
Brooklyn.
You're in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
We're
for
in
sure.
Brooklyn.
He
Yes.
looks like
I
he could
have
be your
no-
father. He does look Jewish.
Yeah, he's got the Jewish nose. Look at him. I'm telling you. He was making extra money for the holidays. He isn't.
For Hanukkah.
Oh my
Hanukkah.
God.
Right.
You know, people are fans of Felicia. What was it like growing up with Felicia?
We'll start with sharing the bedroom.
Well, okay.
The pink.
Okay, so I'm not giving our ages out. Maybe you don't do that for privacy purposes or whatever, but
Everyone knows
I'm
she's
73.
73.
Okay, so I'm 4 years older. So growing up, I'm the older son, and I didn't realize it until we moved to Queens, and we had this incredible apartment. It was just unbelievable.
Well, I don't even remember.
I mean,
you
compared to
remember
what
the-
you guys have, we had it all. We had one bedroom,
One bathroom.
one phone.
Well, obviously one phone.
And-
I mean, we don't even have phones now.
Yeah, but
landlines,
we
do
had phone.
We had,
One bedroom, one bathroom, a convertible couch in the living room,
for mom and dad.
and a small kitchen. It was incredible, you know? And so where did we sleep? Well, Felicia and I had the bedroom. Okay.
You guys shared a bed?
Yeah. No.
No,
she
no,
broke
no.
up
We
my
had two
mother.
singles.
Okay.
Two singles
Oh my
with a
God.
table in the middle.
A little
whatever.
nightstand in the middle. And then here we go. Time goes by, and all of a sudden I realize, everything in this room is pink. And I mean everything.
You could laugh, Mom.
I know.
Pink
I felt
carpet.
bad. I felt
pink,
bad.
Paint on the walls, pink
Bedding.
bedspreads. Everything was pink. And so as I got a little older and kind of taking this all in with this color thing, wondering, oh God, this is weird. Every time I was in that room by myself, I had the lights off. I could not take it. And I couldn't look at it. And we lived in a big apartment complex at this time. And there were a ton of buildings. You know, it was like
It was a co-op.
co-op, and they're like 7-8 stories tall, and it's just big. And outside of our window, we could see the next building over, which wasn't that far away. And again, there's a lot of apartments, big building. And so what I became was, I hate to say this, I became a voyeur. Because I could not stand my life in that room with the lights on.
Oh my God.
horrible.
Oh my God.
I'm serious.
Did you guys have a television? Did you guys watch?
Yeah, we,
TV?
not in our room.
No.
Right.
Not in the room.
Do you remember having like a show you guys watched together? Do you have any? Do you remember?
Zachary at night when you babysat, and he would always play. You remember?
Who's Zachary?
It was like a local weird.
And he would play at the time, it was all black and white because
Yeah,
that's what
right.
it was. Because apparently we're really old, and they would show the Mummy and Frankenstein
Yeah.
and Dracula. It was just
Oh, he was a host.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
He was a
Thank you.
host.
and then he became a radio announcer.
Yes.
You know, then
Had
he
a great
became-
voice.
Right. And Barry would babysit. It's coincidental that my husband's name was Barry. and
Right.
My
Right.
brother's name was pure coincidence.
Was that weird, by the way, when you started dating a
because
man named Barry?
Because he was in India already.
When you were dating Barry.
When I
Right.
yes,
Okay.
he was,
I didn't know Barry until I came back.
right.
Oh.
But
and just
what-
tell everybody who doesn't know, why were you in India?
I just became enamored with travel,
Right?
and I always wanted to go overseas. And so when I graduated, I had a couple of options, and one of them was not great, which was
Vietnam.
dealing with the Army. And that was a whole other issue. So I could get a deferment for 2+ years if I joined the Peace Corps. And so I thought, okay, I'll get to see the world, travel. And I was kind of I was very liberal and, kind of out there type liberal. So I thought this would match
Right.
my needs at the time. And so that's what I did.
Wow.
And
Tell us, before we get into the entertainment of it all, what this podcast is about. Give us one fun story about Felicia. You were telling me and Casey right before we started recording that there were some of your friends were into
Oh, yeah.
Felicia.
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay. We're in our apartment building. In our complex, there were so many kids our age.
This is in Brooklyn?
No,
Queens.
Queens.
Okay.
This is when the baby boomer wave was surging. This is like
Okay.
Jaws in Hawaii, big. And there were tons of people our age. Every floor had kids our age floating around. So I had a friend. He lived one floor below us. His name was Richard Weller. Okay.
Oh, Felicia's jaw is on the ground.
Name.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I remember.
Richard
dying.
Weller was
I hope
my
he's
age.
dead.
This is
Mom.
No, I don't want him to listen to this.
Don't worry. I don't think he's going to listen to this. But if anyone can find Richard Weller, please tell us.
Oh, I shouldn't have said his name.
It's fine. Maybe he's like a billionaire somewhere.
I
Who
doubt it.
knows?
Or he might be dead.
Or
Is
he
that
might be
right?
single with a widowed wife. You don't know.
Well, let me
Felicia,
tell you.
Tell us.
He liked you
He,
a lot.
What was the word you used? You said he lusted for
Yeah,
Felicia.
he did. He lusted after my sister.
Oh,
And
I don't
got
think- I don't-
pissed off at him. And I'm thinking, how dare he?
Was Richard
Where is
cute,
my
Mom?
sister?
never anything.
And Felicia was
I was young.
She was young. She was very good looking. She had a little rack,
I guess that's where I got it from.
and
Oh my God.
and boys being boys.
I'd love to know where Richard is these days. You guys, let's start with big news in the entertainment world. J-Lo announced today that she's canceling her tour due to she feels like she needs to spend time with family and
Ben.
And Ben.
Duh.
But, and I spoke to somebody else about this, Chris DeRosa, thank you, brought to my attention, is this an excuse because she's not selling, well, she's definitely not selling tickets and her music sucks. So she had to cancel the tour because she wasn't selling tickets.
Wow.
She's not
Can
selling
I
tickets.
add my
I would love.
1
That's
cent
what we
in
need.
this?
Yes.
Have you seen the new Netflix movie that she's in?
Felicia saw it. Atlas. Did
Atlas?
you?
I did.
Oh my God.
And
Uncle Barry saw
I
it.
did. No, let me tell you, I always thought J-Lo was an interesting entertainer, especially back in the day.
She's beautiful.
She's
Her
beautiful.
body's amazing.
Nice big butt. She's got, she does.
Casey's laughing.
But
I love that he saw this. Oh
I
my
thought
God.
this movie sucked.
Awful.
The big one.
It's awful.
It was so high. She was embarrassing in it. And I couldn't watch it till the end. Not that it was, even without her, it would have been a shitty movie.
You didn't finish it?
I
Felicia
couldn't.
did finish
I
it.
finished
I
it.
couldn't. It was so.
It was a quick watch.
Wow.
and I couldn't watch her. She was so
bad.
horrible
She
in
was
this
so
movie.
bad in it. But I think the rumors going around about her and Ben are going to distract people from the truth, which is her shit's not selling. Her tour is not selling.
That could be.
And I think that's what's
Do
happening.
you think that her time is kind of passed a little bit?
Nah, I don't
I
think so.
think she wishes that she was getting the attention that like Beyonce's album was getting, or like she's just her music is just not good.
Right.
And like maybe I don't know, she's got the skincare line. She's branded out the wazoo.
Well, she's also loaded.
But it doesn't matter. They
just-
want
I
more
know.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched another movie that she did that was also awful. It was like a music video movie called This Is Me, and it was awful. I mean, she's just putting out bad shit. Go back to the rom-coms. Go back to what you were good at with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
The Last of Us. Guess who's going to be in next season of The Last of Us? Jeffrey Wright.
Really?
Oh,
So we got to get Uncle Barry
Really?
on The Last of Us train. Uncle Barry does not have Max, and I will give you our login. They are like every day, like somebody else is announced that's going to be in The Last of Us. Catherine O'Hara is going to be in season 2, along with Pedro, obviously.
Pedro, love Pedro.
So
And-
you need to
Bella?
get on. I think Bella's going to be.
yeah.
in
Yeah,
it.
Bella's got to
She's
be
a
in it.
main
She didn't die.
character.
She's,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
she's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. She's
Oh.
great. It was great.
Bella Ramsey. That's her name.
Yes,
Oh, good.
Uncle Barry.
Yeah. You
Ding.
We've got that. We've got that
Are you,
for
are
you.
you counting?
We have actually. This could be a fun. We have a fun game show for the week. Uncle Barry, I know you don't get Max, but did you ever see White Lotus?
You know, I wanted to see White Lotus. I heard very good things about it. And I haven't because I don't get.
Max.
we're going to take care of that. Have you seen Knives Out?
Yes.
So there was Knives Out. There was Glass Onion.
I saw Glass Onion.
So
that's
did
a
I.
that's a Knives Out. thing.
That's on. Yeah, it was like a sequel. So
Right.
they're coming out with a third. Okay.
I heard that.
The third version is called Wake Up Dead Man. And the game is there's been a ton of announcements this week with who is going to be with Daniel Craig in this third version of Knives Out. Okay. And they're filming season 3 of White Lotus right now. So I'm going to say a celebrity's name, and you have to say, are they part of White Lotus? Or are they part of the third version of Knives Out? Are you ready for this? Yeah. Okay. Is Tom Hardy part of White Lotus season 3 or part of Knives Out?
I would say Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Knives Out it is.
Oh, good guess.
Okay. Is Lindsay Lohan? Oh, I know.
Lindsay Lohan.
she's getting
Isn't she
work.
in jail or something? Or what happened to her?
No, she had a baby in Greece?
Yeah,
or
she's
something?
back, man. She's back.
She's back?
She's
Yeah.
back. And what do you think she's in? White Lotus?
White Lotus.
White Lotus.
She's in Knives Out.
No
Really?
kidding.
Just announced this week.
Wow.
I know. And I'm wondering,
Oh.
I know. She must have, she's got a deal with Netflix right now. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. Parker Posey.
Parker Posey.
Knives Out or White Lotus?
Oh, wait a second.
White
Let me
Lo-
think about
I
this.
would say White Lotus.
Hold on. Parker Posey
She was a very
blew
big-
me away when she was in that Netflix show, the rewind of Lost in Space.
What? I don't know this.
Really?
Casey, are you on it?
Parker Posey was in
Parker Posey played the bad guy, if you could believe it, in
I
Lost in Space.
I call her
the
the
Netflix.
Queen of Independence.
well, no, she was the indie
Well, that
queen
was when
in the
she-
90s.
well,
She
That
was
was
the
when
indie
I-
queen, but
Yeah,
then
right.
that thing faded on her, and then
Yeah.
she had to do something real.
Yeah.
So she did this, and was like 2-3 seasons.
Was
Wait,
it good?
Casey, what was it called?
Not bad,
It's called Lost in Space.
right?
I didn't know that.
Barry, man.
Well, do I get a little something on
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Do you guys know Carrie Coon? She's
I
from
do.
The Leftovers. She's
Yes.
an actress.
Yes, yes.
Is she in White Lotus or is she in Knives Out?
I think White Lotus.
Well, I would say Knives Out. Now, she's kind of a serious actress, and White Lotus is kind of a little bit more serious. Knives Out is kind of this over-the-top, wild, crazy. So you'd think that she would be White Lotus, but then she might opt for the kind of once in a while doing a different kind of role, different kind of movie.
Okay, so
I'll
what do
go
you-
with Knives Out.
It's White Lotus.
I got it. I got it.
Glenn Close.
Oh.
Oh, is she still alive? The
She
woman is ancient.
She was just in The New Look. Did you watch The New Look on Apple TV?
No.
What was she in the new look?
She was like the editor.
She looked old when she was in that big movie.
With Michael Douglas.
With
No.
Michael Douglas.
Oh, that many
Where
years.
she stalked him. Well,
She was
Fatal
like
Attraction.
a fatal
Yes,
attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
She looked ancient in that movie.
Well, what's
and that
she
was
in?
in
Is
the
she in
80s.
Knives Out or is she in White Lotus?
I
White
would say
Lotus.
Knives Out. I would say Knives Out.
Knives Out. Felicia
God.
is right. Mila Kunis.
Oh, she's cute.
She is cute.
You know all these people?
Mila
Yes.
Kunis.
I'm so impressed.
What do you think she's in? White Lotus or Knives
White
Out?
Lotus.
White Lotus.
Knives Out.
Oh my God.
Knives Out has some cast. They are
Wow.
announcing every day.
They really went for it.
every
They're paying
day.
the
Full throttle.
they're paying the big bucks.
They
Full
really are.
throttle. They're going for everybody.
Let me give you one more. Kerry Washington,
Black actress.
black actress.
Very attractive.
Very star of Scandal.
right.
She's in one of these two.
Yes.
Oh, White Lotus, you'd think would need a black actress, right? I mean, no, I'm just saying. You know,
I agree.
It would.
I
It
White
would.
Lotus.
I'll
Yes.
say White Lotus.
She's in Knives Out.
Wow, they got some cast.
Yeah. You got to watch White Lotus because they already have a black actress
Oh,
that's
okay.
recurring.
You
but,
should have told me that. Never said that.
Andrew Scott's going to be in Knives Out. Josh O'Connor, who is in The Crown, is going to be in Knives Out. It's got some cast, and I'm really looking forward to it. The girl that played Priscilla in the movie Priscilla is going to be in Knives Out.
Wow.
In fact, if you haven't seen Glass Onion or Knives Out, I highly recommend it. So that's big news. I've got some more news that I don't think Uncle Barry will care about, but Netflix is expanding. This is reality. The Selling Sunset franchise. They're doing a New York version called Selling the City.
Which is almost like
The show on Bravo.
right.
But here's the deal. It's with Douglas Elliman and not
Wow.
and not the brothers.
Who's Douglas
the Oppenheimer,
Elliman?
a
All
real
right.
estate company.
It's called
Douglas Elliman, but
yeah. Tremendous
The
company.
Oppenheimer Group must be fuming.
I'm sure.
It's a different production company, I believe.
Wow.
So that's some tea.
They have one about Paris
Do they?
on Netflix.
Like a real estate show? on
Yeah,
Paris?
but it's Paris.
and
It's
now they
about
have
Paris
I
real
think now
estate.
they have London also.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
All right, so Uncle Barry, we have a segment called Circumcised Gems. It's things we've watched this week. What are you watching? Since you don't get Max, and a lot of the things I want to discuss are on Max.
You know, I honestly was that the last thing I watched was that
Atlas.
Atlas, which what a waste of my time. I
Do
could have been.
you have Apple TV?
No, and I
that's
wish I
what you
had. But
really
there's so
need.
many shows I want to watch on Apple TV. Like I think the Foundation series
Yep, that's on Apple TV.
and others.
Felicia and I are watching Dark Matter, which you would probably really enjoy.
You would
I
enjoy.
probably
It was a
would.
book.
You would love it.
Did you watch this week's episode?
What do you think? Of
It was
course.
very good.
I got my orders from Marni. I had to watch it.
Well, you like the show.
I do like the show.
It was
yes.
very good.
Yes.
It's a show about a guy who basically like created a box. He goes into the box, and when he enters this box, he gets shipped
And
to
he
another
invented
universe.
it. He invented
Okay.
it.
So he goes to this other world, and like his wife is in this other world, but he's not married to his wife in this other world. What shook me was the pandemic in the other world.
Well, it was more than a pen. I mean,
I
it was.
know.
I mean, it was like they would die. I mean,
it was
like
crazy.
really. Yeah,
I
that
thought
was.
this episode was really good.
It was interesting.
What do you think?
I'm waiting. I mean, I don't know how many
I think
episodes
there's
there
like
are.
2 or 3 more left. Actually,
Okay, I'm thinking eventually they have to meet up.
Who? The 2 Jasons.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
Yes.
the guy that created the box might run into him.
So,
himself.
well, you know the theory behind that? It's actually based on a theory of the multiverse.
Right? Yeah, and there was a book, and I think the show is great.
Right.
I watched all season 1 this week of the show Loot with
Yes.
Maya Rudolph.
On Apple TV.
And
Loot. L-O-O-T?
Yeah.
Loot, and it's easy, quick. It brought me back to the vibes I was getting when I watched Shrinking. Did you ever do Shrinking with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford?
No.
It was so good. Shrinking
Yes,
is amazing.
you always said that.
The
I can't-
idea
it's
is
just
like
so many hours.
Mom, you can't give me that excuse because I know you have enough time to watch this. I just know. You got Maya Rudolph, but there's an ensemble cast around her, and the idea is she's married to Adam Scott. You know who Adam Scott is? You've
think I
seen him
do,
before.
yeah.
He's in Severance. He's amazing. Adam Scott, they were college sweethearts, but Adam Scott ends up making billions in the tech world. He, invents all the shit, and then he cheats on her. This is in the pilot. I'm not ruining anything, and it's about her. Now she's like a billionaire. Like, what is she going to do? This money and philanthropy. But the cast around her it's great. I did it so quickly. I'll start season 2 this week, so I highly recommend it. And in fact, my question to my listeners: why aren't people talking about Loot. I think
More.
it's number 2 on Apple TV right now, but I don't know anybody watching it. So I'm just curious what's going on with that.
I'll look it up. And,
Well, you need some logins. So I will,
Okay.
before you exit New York, I will
okay.
give you my
I
logins.
will forever.
But I'm not sure if Uncle Barry knows how to get it
Do you
to
know
a
how to
login.
do you know how to submit the password and the username into a
I'm sure I can
Figure it out?
figure that out. My wife, CJ, is very good about that stuff.
We have to give you some logins.
Yes.
I watched Under the Bridge.
Can I just say,
Yes,
Under
yes.
the Bridge?
Wait,
that was
on Hulu. Are you watching Under the Bridge?
Isn't that a song from
The Red Hot Chili
Red Hot
Peppers.
Chili Peppers?
It's also a show on Hulu.
Oh, I didn't
about
know
a
that.
girl that was murdered by teenage. It's about bullying, and
Oh.
the finale was on this week, and it was so good. And the acting in the show is phenomenal. The kids in the show, it's all about teenagers. It was great. And my yoga teacher, Sandy, who's Casey. How old is Sandy? 50s.
Couldn't guess.
50s. She's not our age. She was like, do you know that the kid that played Warren in this show was in Euphoria? And my mind just got blown because I
Which
knew
we didn't
exactly.
watch. We
Well,
didn't-
because you
yeah,
also
yeah,
don't watch
'cause-
Euphoria because you don't.
I did find the Euphoria was about young people in
Yes.
New York, and they were kind of all different
a lot of drugs and sex.
drugs and sex and genre change, or mostly drugs and sex. Which one?
And who was in it?
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Oh, Zendaya
and
was
she
in
was,
that.
but she was a very serious character who apparently was fabulous.
Yeah, if you, you got to get Max. It's
Yeah.
so good. And another piece of our homework, Mom, was to watch Fallen Idols, which is a documentary, that my friend produced on Max, a 4-part documentary about the scandalous lives of Aaron and Nick Carter. Felicia, I watched it all with Casey. Felicia, as I'm watching it, I thought to myself, and I'm sorry to my friend Alyssa, Felicia, this is not for you. You're going to hate this.
And it was not for me.
What?
And
What's it about?
it's about
Backstreet Boy.
The Backstreet Boy, Nick and
It was
Car-
very for people like my age.
Yeah,
and
it
younger.
wasn't- It's not
and
for
younger.
us. Trust me.
So you didn't like it. But you were right.
I was right.
You were right.
On
His
everything
parents were
I s-
awful. His
yes.
mom was awful.
Absolutely. They had 5. So there were 5 siblings.
I think 4.
Now, who is this guy? I seen the Backstreet Boys. I
Nick
know.
Carter.
He was a blonde.
He was
really
accused
cute.
of a lot of sexual assault, and then his brother, like
Aaron.
the mom was basically trying to live off of them.
I'll do it my way.
So the mom basically got the younger brother involved in Hollywood and just wanted to steal money from these kids.
And she did.
And then
it was
he
a
went fucking crazy. Drugs, face tattoos, constantly going on.
So this
streaming
was a
live. This
documentary
was a documentary that my
about-
friend produced. So
we had on last week.
and we
she
really
spoke
wanted
about
to
it.
support her. And I enjoyed it, Casey. It
I
was
kind
wild.
of knew all that and I said it.
But I didn't realize how crazy Aaron Carter was.
Right.
I did not really
The brother.
get, and he's dead.
And
I
he's
mean, there's
dead.
2
He's-
siblings
oh,
now
yeah,
that are
they're-
dead.
yeah,
but
overdose.
I didn't really understand the level of crazy,
Crazy.
that he was, and how much he just was alone and like needed his mommy, and his mommy was a bad person.
I need my mommy.
Seriously. Now let me tell you something, Uncle Barry. We do something called the Korean Minute with Felicia. Because Felicia, has she told you how much she loves Korean shows? Of course she has.
I know, Felicia's been telling me all about her fetish with Korea and Korean men and Korean movies and Korean soap operas and everything Korean. Okay, great. I like Korea too. So we're sitting in our house and we happen to have, because we had 2 brothers from Korea living with us.
Can I just ask you?
Sure.
Like, why did this happen? When did this happen? Like, what made you take in 2 Korean boys into not boys, men,
Well, at the
teenagers?
time
Boys.
they
No,
were
they were
young.
boys.
What
They were
made you
young.
have 2
Boys.
Korean boys living with you?
Okay.
I need some like a little context.
Okay,
here.
the context is
Auntie
they were
CJ's screaming
parachute
out parachute
kids.
kids. What does that mean?
A parachute kid is where parents from one country drop their kids off in the United States
For school.
with money and to try to get them into good schools. And basically just you go here and you live your young life here, go to school, be a good student, graduate, make me proud, and we'll support you. Okay?
Okay.
That's kind of the deal. And a lot of people from Taiwan, Korea, mostly Taiwan, Korea, do this, South Korea. So I came across through my work as an educator these kids, and they were lost. These two kids, two brothers, they were lost. The mother put them with a family here that totally abused them.
Oh.
It was horrible. She was like, just for the money, she took the money and wouldn't give them anything. And their lives were miserable, totally miserable. So I started helping them with English, okay? And part of the deal was
And just so people know, you were a principal or
Yes.
superintendent? Both.
Principal, not a
Okay, you were a
superintendent.
principal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're helping them, and then I realized their situation is disgusting. It's terrible. It's like, this is crazy. And so we had an extra room. I said, would you guys, maybe you would do better with us? And so they did. So they moved in, and so we had these two Korean kids for a long time.
A long time.
And we helped them as whatever we could do and this and that. And then they got older and did their thing. So we've kept in touch now. The younger one got married, has a couple of kids.
And they still live in California.
Oh yeah, they live in the area.
Right.
And the other one lives in LA and has a girlfriend, a live-in girlfriend who's a little bit older, and she's got a teenage daughter. Anyway, long story short, they're still around. And we see them periodically. So
They visit.
they visit.
Right.
And so we had the younger one with us. We're having dinner, and Felicia calls. And I know that Felicia was into all things Korean. So I kind of did a little setup.
Yes, you did.
You produced it. You
Yes.
produced
yes.
Yeah, I did a little setup. And
Oh, we did and I saw what it looked like, and it was
yes,
adorable.
we did a phone thing.
Right.
Did a FaceTime.
FaceTime
Right,
thing.
right.
I said, Felicia, check this out or something.
Right,
And-
something, you surprised me.
And here
I
was
didn't
this
know.
good-looking Korean young guy.
Right.
And and then he calls or she called, and they started talking.
And I was
he
in
gave
heaven.
some Korean jive talk or whatever.
And I said to
Can
him,
I give you a
Yes.
minute? I'm going to give her the Korean minute to tell us about this moment that you
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Okay.
In 3, 2, go.
I was thrilled. I asked him all the right questions, and I said to him, I'm dying to visit Korea, but I can't do it alone. I said, I'll pay for you if you come with me to just go, because I couldn't walk out of the hotel. I really could never even leave the property without being really confused. And he was delightful, and he said anytime. And if I ever visit Uncle Barry again, and they'll come to visit.
Oh, absolutely.
Which, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Heartbeat. They will, first of all, I think they're so happy that they know Uncle Barry and Aunt CJ. They're really happy because they treated them beautifully, like family. And I think they know probably your whole family, our whole family. They're lovely. That's,
Amazing, Felicia.
yes.
Good job. You did your Korean minute, but I do have to follow up with this. Did you tell them that you watch like all these shows?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Did they know the shows?
Probably, because everybody knows what I watch.
I feel like there's a movie here. This is very interesting.
I told
called
him that-
Parachute Kids.
You know,
what
right.
is it?
Wow.
I told him.
Hello?
Okay, hello. I told him, you could sell this to a Korean filmmaker and it would be a huge hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you could amp up, problems. And
Right,
this
right,
and do all the
right. And they
things
love that stuff.
Oh, I know.
Felicia,
And he-
this is maybe you guys should spread a screenplay here.
Well, not us, but the boys
When
should.
you say they love this stuff,
Meaning a lot of the Korean dramas
Yeah.
Right.
really get psychological, and they get into always their past trauma.
right.
I mean, it's a big thing.
And they have that. They really have that.
wow.
The younger one still has a hard time dealing with his mom.
Do they meet? Are they with American women, Korean women?
No, they're with Korean.
Okay,
gals.
okay. Wow.
But that
You
would
think
be
they
a great.
resent their family for sending them?
Yeah. The mom, that's a whole
Other
talk
story.
about a script. How about this? The mom, it's a true story. This is not bullshit. The mom was always like an entrepreneur type in Korea. And somehow she got into this deal where they were going to expand the subway from Seoul to their new big airport. And she was going to have all the space for like shops and stores and little restaurants.
in the airport.
But it was, the rail line was going, and where it ended in the airport,
Right.
she was going to bid on the thing, and she got it.
Wow.
She was going big time, big time. I mean,
Jesus.
you're talking a lot of money now. Well, it turns out in Korea, the economy in Korea is basically controlled by 5 families, like the Samsungs and Hyundais and those
Hyundai.
God.
And they wanted that because they knew. And they not only
Did they outbid her?
Well, it's a lot of government and politics. Yeah.
Not only did they cut her out, they wound up putting her in jail. This woman,
This is Act 2.
I
Whoa.
am telling you, she was in jail for 2 or 3 years.
No.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
And I couldn't, well, what was
For
she?
what? Yeah.
I could never figure
This
out.
is wild.
I could never figure out what was her crime. What did she?
Do we
I
ever
don't
find
know.
out? We don't know.
I still
Okay.
don't know.
Right.
It was so weird. It was some.
This is when the boys were living with you that she was in jail?
Yes.
Holy shit.
It was unbelievable. I mean, can you picture a woman like in her 60s
In jail.
Oh
for
my
3 years in
God.
Korea, in a Korean women's jail?
Wow.
It's just.
That's really, I mean, there's something
there's a
there.
script.
Have you
there.
ever seen a movie about a Korean women's jail?
I feel like the movies I've seen are that movie with, I think Kate Beckinsale and Claire Danes. Like maybe that was Thailand when they get caught with like
That was Thailand.
drugs
That was
in
Thailand.
Thailand.
That
and
was
they get thrown
Thailand.
in jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that any jail
Well,
overseas is not good. Mom, did you watch anything else this week?
What else did you tell me to watch?
I watched a documentary also on Max. I'm so upset that Uncle Barry doesn't have Max.
What
Movie
documentary?
Pass, movie Crash.
oh, right.
so
Which
there was
what it's about?
2016, an app came out, and a whole men from Netflix were trying to get this up and going called Movie Pass, and the idea was you could pay $9.95 a month and go to any theater and as much as you want, see any movie.
Right.
Now, I remember this well because I had a lot of friends that I was working with that became members of Movie Pass in 2016, but I couldn't.
Movie Pass.
Movie Pass.
Okay.
I could not do it because at that time I had a newborn, so I was like,
Can't.
I'm not going to pay for this.
Right.
Right.
But a guy I know, Stacy Spikes, it was his idea. And once they got investors and this idea was doing really well, they brought in the white, gray-haired men.
Right, the old
and
men.
Those men said, at first the price was $30 a month. The white men said, no, we want 1 million subscribers. They only had 20,000. Let's make it $9.95 a month. They make it $9.95 a month. Stacy, who is a man, he's an African-American man, so smart. He said, you can't keep this $9.95 monthly cost up. We are going to lose money. They pushed him out.
Of course.
And this is what the documentary covers. They pushed him out. And they lost 150 million. Like they lost millions and it went under. It was a great documentary. And I'm going to give a spoiler. But basically, Stacy now, years later, he is restarting the company.
Good for him.
And doing it correctly.
Oh, wait. Can I?
Yes, you can.
I'm a bit of a contrarian. And I could say after the pandemic, movie theaters were
Dead.
And the only reason why movie theaters are surviving are because of
superhero movies.
Superhero movies,
Yeah.
thank you. And when that falls out of fashion, which it will, what are theaters going to do to survive? I think
that's why they're trying to do this. Like our local theater does a subscription plan where you pay $30 a month and you can
Unlimited.
see
It's
you
unlimited,
can see
right?
as many movies as you want. And Casey's like, maybe you should do that. And I was like, maybe I should. Like I saw 3 movies this month.
you know.
I love the experience of going to the movie.
I know.
There's nothing like it. I
Okay.
love it.
Okay, I get it. And I
Yeah.
know there's some people like you, but I think the vast majority of people
Now
are
rather
more
stay
now.
home. I know.
I mean, look at Casey's nice chair, comfortable. He's got 14 screens going at the same time, and with a click of a thing, he could see this, get that. Oh, excuse me. Pause. I got to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Right.
Come back. You know what? I got a soda. Can I get a soda? Okay, I can get a soda. Why would anybody want to go to a theater when you have all that and it's like a big screen? You could get like a giant home theater entertainment with great, sound system and everything versus going to a movie theater where
you're spending $50. If you go with a family, it's $100.
it's $100
Yeah.
and you get stinky popcorn seats because they don't, clean it right.
I know it's a problem. It's going under. And this
But you're right.
But
It
this
is a
movie
different
Pass
experience.
got so many more butts in the seats. It was before the pandemic.
Right.
And they
The
said it
pandemic
really,
kinda changed
it really
everything.
helped getting people in the
back in
theater.
the yeah,
but
wow.
1,000%. But like, I like going to the theater because I don't hear the dog. I don't hear my kid. Like, it's just like a time where I could not look at my phone. If I'm home, all those distractions are there. I pause it. I scroll on Instagram.
Do
Casey's
you-
like,
when
are you
you're
looking
in
at
the-
your phone? Are you looking at your phone?
Do you turn your phone off when you're in the theater?
I go silent. Because if I don't have my kid, I can't turn it off. I go silent.
Okay.
And here's the other problem: the watch. Like the watch goes off. I look. Okay,
It's not disturbing.
it's not disturbing. I look if making sure there's not an emergency.
Right.
But I like going to the theater. But yeah, I try to go once or twice a month. But it's hard. But like I already know, we're already talking about buying tickets to see Inside Out 2. Because
kids.
Lennon,
Well, that's a kid. Yeah,
it's a
that'll
kid
do
movie.
well.
But they're saying because there's no big superhero Marvel movies out this summer, that movie's going to be the movie of the summer.
Could be.
Which is sad because of the strike. This is the summer that we're going to feel the impact of the strike. Uncle Barry, what is your take on reality TV? Have you seen any reality TV?
Yeah, on YouTube, I go see on The Voice. Is that considered reality
You love
TV?
music competition shows.
I love
And you
music
love dance?
competition.
Do you
Yes,
love
he
dance
does.
love
He loves
competition?
dancing. I wanted to show him some
He's
of the
got to
stuff.
see dance live.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to watch a lot of So You Think You Could Dance.
Oh,
We did a whole thing about So You Think You Could Dance.
a few weeks ago. Yes, because
I love all those shows.
the new season, in
We
other
didn't
words,
like as much.
which they changed
The format.
and the minute I saw the first episode, which because we love it, I went.
He
Marni,
would love the Broadway
just
show,
not-
Illinois.
I don't know. I played some of the soundtrack for
Oh,
him.
it's okay.
Yeah. I
all
think
We
dance.
had a little thing about Sufjan Stevens and decided it wasn't Cat
Cat
Stevens.
Stevens. He thought.
I thought it was this is Cat Stevens.
Right.
He's doing his
my
Muslim
God.
thing, Islam with his Sufjan stuff.
Oh, my God.
But I don't think so. I think it's somebody else.
Right.
Well, I just want to say for my listeners, because I know everyone's going to ask me, we had a big week in Bravo World. Summer House finale was on. Vanderpump Rules reunion finale ended. And I think the show Vanderpump Rules ended with what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Is the show coming back or not? Summer House, everyone's got their theories. Casey saw a little of it today. We're Team Carl. I know people are Team Lindsay, but I'm not. I think she's crazy.
And you and I have no idea what she's
I have
talking
That's
No
about.
fine.
idea.
It does not
That's
matter.
fine. So our next segment, uncircumcised gems.
Oh, ouch! It hurts.
Uncut, raw, and what's going into this category this week, and Uncle Barry, I think you would love this show, the season finale of Hacks.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. It's with Gene Smart. It's fantastic.
It's
based on Joan Rivers.
esque.
Okay.
The idea of this famous woman who's a comedian and she's very famous and it's about her career and she's
Ups and
much
downs.
older.
And she's
The finale,
yes.
I was very upset at first with that amazing scene where she's, spoiler, if you haven't watched this, don't listen.
She kind of blackmails her.
No, before that,
Oh.
the scene where she's like, "You're not head writer,"
Right.
And I was like, "She's not a champion for her female writer," and I was
Right.
very upset.
Yes,
Who
you're
is
right.
the actress who plays
Gene Smart.
Gene Smart.
You know who Gene Smart is?
Gene Smart?
You do know.
I
She's
probably would
She's
recognize
like
her.
74.
She's been in a lot of things. However, the big thing many years ago, she was in a TV show called Designing Women.
I didn't know that. Oh my
Yes.
God, I'm devastated that I didn't realize she was on Designing Women.
That's what. Okay, we need.
and she's been in Broadway.
right.
I'm
She's
looking it up.
She
I'm looking
really
it
is
up.
terrific in this
She's in
show.
Designing
She really
Women.
is good.
And she plays the main character.
Yes,
Yes.
Deborah Vance.
Yes. And just about how she's so hungry, even though she's really, really wealthy, it's not about the money, in my opinion.
It's about her fame. It's about her career.
fame
It's about
and
her legacy.
Right.
And she's selfish.
And she's
got
selfish and
this
could be a bitch.
writer, this female writer, and this actress, her mother is the woman from SNL, Lorraine.
Lorraine Newman.
Yeah, Lorraine Newman's
That's
daughter.
her real.
We
right.
discussed this.
you
Lorraine
did.
Newman's daughter
Okay.
plays Ava, her writer that writes jokes for her, and this is the third season. And I think
Was Ava like her protege kind of type thing where she's
Well, she's a writer. She does not want to be on screen.
no, she doesn't.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be on screen, but she's very this Gen Z, the
Trying to bring her into the world of her
now,
Right
don't be
now.
racist,
Yeah, because
be
she was
woke,
right.
get the plurals right, get the nouns right, but every season it ends where they're disagreeing and they're
Right.
no longer working together. And I
Right.
thought for sure with this finale, please don't do this again. Don't put them on different
because
sides.
after a while it kind of gets.
But then there was a twist.
Yes.
And the twist was the blackmail. And I was like, okay,
Yes.
that just saved it. And I
Yes.
thought it was
And I'm
fucking
really
great.
Was the twist? Did you think make sense? Did it?
Yes.
Yes.
Or
Because
was
the
it like
twist-
an added piece?
No, the
that
twist
just
was-
for a twist.
the
She's
twist-
been, the,
the twist
writer
was
has
now
been
the-
screwed.
The
every
twist was now the
season.
writer's going to be selfish, like Deborah Vance was.
Right.
Okay.
And she
I
was.
got it.
She said, "If you don't make me head writer, I'm going to tell everybody that you slept with the head of the network."
Oh no! Don't
It's
do
very
that.
like Hollywood. I think you would love the show.
Okay.
I really believe
But
you
it's
would like this
again
show.
on Max.
Max.
It's on Max.
Yeah.
Uncle Barry, this is our last segment because, by the way, we've been going for a while. Casey's going to have a lot of work to do.
Sorry, Casey. We owe you.
This is our last segment.
Bye, Felicia.
By Felicia. Do you know what movie that comes from?
Bye, Felicia.
You know that's that's where Ba Felicia comes from. Like that's a very big thing that the kids are saying. It comes from the movie Friday.
Friday?
Yeah, the movie Friday.
And it was back in the 70s?
No, Mom, that was
What?
Car Wash.
Car wash, I remember.
By Felicia from Fridays, like in the 90s. She says this every fucking week. So this segment, we talk about what we're watching this coming week.
Okay.
Now, out tomorrow is a documentary that maybe you could watch on Disney Plus, Idea Man, about Jim Henson. And I think we should watch
Oh.
that.
However, I told you I think
You
I
got
lost
logged
it.
out of
I,
Disney Plus.
I got screwed out of Disney.
Also, you might like this. And do you have Hulu?
No.
Oh my God, you got to cut cable and get all the streamers. There's a new show called, it's also on FX. So if you get cable and you get FX,
I might. I'll
this
check.
new show called Clipped, which is going to be about
Circumcision.
close. The LA Clippers own. You might like this. It's going to be about the LA Clippers owner. Remember, he had some.
Oh, yeah, the guy, Donald Sterling.
Yeah, it's about him.
Oh,
And his
really?
racist remarks.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be good. I think it's going to be good. And June 7th, new show on Netflix called Hitman with Glenn Powell.
I was talking about
just
that.
talking about
I told
that.
her to watch it.
And
That's
he
gonna-
didn't-
we're
he
gonna
didn't-
watch it.
Wait, he didn't quite know who Glenn Powell
I
was.
didn't really know who Glenn
and then
Powell was.
He's up and coming.
I got back
He was in Top Gun.
But I came back to one of his movies about when they went to Australia and she got with Sweeney. What's her name?
Stupid fucking
And I
movie.
just said,
Anyone but
this
you.
is him,
Anyone
right?
but you.
He's very handsome.
I saw him.
I'm going to watch Hitman.
Hitman supposedly could be the movie of the year.
Is
I'm
it a
telling
movie
you.
or a series?
No, it's a movie. I believe it's a movie.
You know, you may like The Gentleman on Netflix. The
I saw, you know what? There were two versions. One was a
Yes.
movie.
Yep.
I loved the movie.
You didn't like the series? The Guy
What?
Ritchie? You didn't like the series that Guy Ritchie did?
You know, the series to me, I just loved the movie so much.
Okay.
It just, to me, when I see a movie and then they make a series out of it, this is my one knock about series. Like when they do like The Gentleman.
Yep.
Every episode seemed, and they did that with a lot of shows, the same format where he comes up against a problem, he solves the problem, and it's just okay.
It's a format.
It's
Yeah.
a format,
Yeah.
and,
then it's
to me it
boring.
becomes
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah, right.
The movie, which was total,
Yep.
I thought was so good because I think it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yes, it was.
And I love Guy Ritchie. I love all of his movies. And to me, it was like perfect. It had interesting
I think
characters.
McConaughey was in it, right?
Matthew McConaughey was in it.
I gotta watch
the
it,
gal
'cause I didn't
from
do it.
Michelle Dockery from
From the British.
yeah. Not Faulty Towers.
No, no, it was not Faulty Towers.
Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
Oh,
Good job.
wow.
Which I watched.
I didn't know Jeremy Strong was in The Gentleman.
Yes,
I love him.
Yes, Jeremy Strong is one of my favorite actors.
Well, if you didn't see Succession,
I didn't. That's on Showtime, isn't
no, it was HBO.
it? Oh, that's
Wait, if you love Guy Ritchie, actually, there is some update with Guy Ritchie. Do you get Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Do you get Prime, the app, the Prime Video?
No.
What do you,
Guy Ritchie is going to be directing a new series called Young Sherlock.
Oh, I did find out. I did read about that. Yes, and they casted the guy who's going to play young Sherlock.
Who? I don't
A
know.
new guy.
Oh, like
you're not gonna
Undiscovered.
know.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
a new guy.
All right. All
I
right.
guess he's British. But
Well, what a trip, Uncle Barry. We've learned a lot about you. We could go on for hours.
for hours
About the Peace
hours,
Corps and about
hours.
Felicia.
So and not only that, shows Uncle Barry is right up there.
I know. I think that you two
He
have a
knows,
script to
but
write. It's called
right.
The Parachute Kid. So, bye, Uncle Barry. We love you.
Marni, I love you. This is awesome. And what can I say? You're incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Bye,
Felicia's-
Marni.
Felicia's going to cry again.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.